Starts out with a pipe dream, white tea and the ice cream. All day on the MySpace, MJ tryna buy face. I had to pay dues, had to make moves on fake. Even got booed off stage, tryna put food on plate. Drop a couple jewels on tape, now we got views on fake. So much love.
Alright, J&J fam, so joining me right now is a man that actually doesn't need any introduction, but for those of you guys who are a little bit slow, let me put you up to speed. This is the one and only Caddy, okay, who goes by Fresh by Caddy. He is a fashion mogul, a South African media personality. You probably may have seen him on MTV Base, probably may have heard him on YFM, and he has graced us with his presence. Hi, Caddy, how you doing?
I'm good. What an amazing introduction.
Thank you. I try. What an amazing outfit too, but I'm not surprised.
I was trying to match you because I knew you were going to come through with the drip. I was like, I need to match her and make sure Uti, I'm also pulling up. So I'm glad I'm impressing you.
I've accepted all compliments for the year. Thank you, Caddy. All right, Caddy. So we are at a book launch.
Yes.
First of all, I just want to know, what is your association to the author?
Here's my homie. I'm super excited. Congratulations, my boy, for actually making this dream come true.
That is so lovely to hear. Friends supporting friends. We love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the book is titled Echoes of Excellence.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, and I'm going to just kind of pedestalize you yet again. You have been doing such amazing work in your field, right? So what does excellence mean to you as an individual, and how do you practice it or carry it out on a regular?
I think excellence is having a dream or having a passion and working towards making it happen and doing it in a way that you feel is correct for you and being yourself. I think that's being excellent, and we all know that excellence actually leads to success. So that's what it means to me.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so would you say you are a literature kind of guy? Are you into poetry?
I'm not really a literature kind of guy, but because of the work that I do, I'm reading each and every day. So it's like a default of me becoming a literature guy when I don't want to be. But yeah, I guess I am.
Okay, so it's not like an initial thing.
No. I read books, maybe. I read like 2 books in a year.
As long as you're reading, honestly.
Yeah, at least.
All right, Caddy, so one last question. Right. What is one message that continues to echo in your ears that drives you forward?
Everything is possible.
That's it?
Literally, anything is possible. You have a dream, it's possible. You can make it come true. Whatever you want to do, dog, it's never too late, Everything is possible. I just want to say that. I don't even want to stretch it. Everything is possible.
Anything is possible. That's it. That's the entire tweet. Ladies and gentlemen, Caddy!
In the mirror, all the dreams and fantasies that come together. I'll be shining like a diamond, that's forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing next to the man of the moment, an author, a published author, Atang Radila in the flesh. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm excited, super excited for this night.
Okay, so something that was a point of conflict throughout this event was your age. Because people were saying, you're doing such great things at a young age. How old are you? Let's get that out of the way first.
No, I'm only 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 20.
Very, very young, but doing exceptionally well. All right, Mr. Published Author.
Yes.
You've just written a book, right?
Yes.
I want to know from you, what is one book that has had a very deep impact on you?
I think Maya definitely has to be Maya. I forgot the title, but I know Maya is the best. Yes.
That's your favorite author?
Yes.
All right. So I'm not going to ask you which one of your poems is your favorite, because Kushori Mat. But I just want to know, which poem would you say was the most profound writing, in terms of writing for you?
Okay, I think The Map to Another World, Escort Society. Yes, definitely have to touch this.
The one that was recited?
Yes.
All right. Okay. One last question. With this book, what or how do you hope it inspires the youth?
And I think as long as people are empowered by the words in it, it would really be an honor for me.
I feel like it's already done the inspiring itself.
Yes, I need it to go outside these walls. Yes.
Thank you so much. We are super proud of you as a nation, and congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, in his hands is the book itself. Ke kopa o ba reetse ka yona and promote it real quick.
Okay, this is Echoes of Excellence. It's an inspirational poetry written back in home, Kalesotho ka Monana. The aim of this book is to empower young people, young minds, and actually strive for excellence, as it says. Yes, it's only $350, so you just WhatsApp me to 59900162 or find me on Facebook as Atangadi.
Support young talent. Thank you very much once again. J&J fam, right now I am joined by His Right Honorable, the former Prime Minister, Mr. Majoro. How are you doing tonight, sir? Dr. Majoro.
We are doing fine. How are you?
I'm really great.
Doing great, yeah.
Very honored to have you on J&J Network.
Yeah.
So you have come here to support our young man, Atangali.
Unbelievable.
Very briefly, please just let us know, what is your association with him?
You know, he just picks me out of social media, says, Daddy Major, I'm launching a book. Come and grace the event.
Wow, jolly fella.
Just like that, from social media.
Wow.
So I said, no, okay, I will do it, but I need to see you in advance. So come and tell me who you are, what you do exactly. So we meet, he tells me, and I'm amazed at the talent that he has. And at the end of our meeting, I say, I confirm, I'll be there.
Wow, we absolutely love that. Love your availability for the youth, by the way. But Ndademajo, I wanted to know from you, ne? I'm sure when also art and culture is being amplified in Lesotho as of recent days. I want to know from you, Kaha, this is a poetry book. How do you think poetry and like literature shape the country's identity?
Well, poetry and literature in general and other cultural works craft an identity of a nation. As a Basotho, we don't write as much.
Yeah.
The few readings that we find remind us of who we are. And in particular, if I hadn't read this book, there's many messages of inspiration, messages of frustration, but also messages of redemption from this young man's writing. And that's what builds and crafts our culture, and that's gives us a little bit of courage to go forward, because we have an identity from these writings. So this must be promoted, and we must create an infrastructure on which young people could continue to contribute their talents in this line of work.
I love hearing that from you particularly. So when you were giving your speech, ne, you briefly touched on monetization of social media, Lesotho Mona, why it is not possible and things like that. In Kenya, the Prime Minister of Kenya actually reached out to Facebook so that Kenya could be monetized. Do you think that that is something that Lesotho could potentially do, but the government do for creatives in this country in that regard?
I think there should be two channels. Certainly the government, and I miss the minister today. I would have delivered that same message to him if he had been here on time. The second channel is you young people. All social media players come together and do your own intervention. Go directly to these institutions, because I think we have the infrastructure, and when you pay them, the infrastructure is there. But when they're supposed to pay you back from your talents, the infrastructure is weak. No, we don't believe it's not in the infrastructure. It's just we are out of mind for them. So put it all together. Get the government to do it. As a minister, to do it. As the prime minister, actually, to do it. And then you go and do it yourselves.
Absolutely an honor having you, like I've said. Thank you so much for your time. We are still at the launch of Echoes of Excellence, and right about now I am joined by my absolute fave, my industry peer, my fave, Patrick Motsweni, who is a master of ceremonies for the night. Not only that, this man has such a long resume, but something that I think is worth noting is that he is a Mandela Fellow. Did I say that right?
Mandela Washington.
Mandela Washington Fellow. Patrick, always a pleasure to see you. You've been doing incredibly tonight. What has been the highlight about emceeing this event?
Definitely, it has to be the people, the audience, the people who are here today. It's people that I never thought I'd be able or I'd get an opportunity to host an event, which is attended by the likes of our former Prime Minister, Dr. Mwekezi Majoro. Also, our Prince Legotodi is also in the building. I think that is definitely my highlight. And also, obviously, celebrating the life. Yeah, Adan Radila, he's very young, but he has already published a book. That is also a celebration of other young people who are doing amazing things right now. So that is the entirety of the event has been my highlight.
I love that. We are fresh from the event actually, and I can attest to the fact that he did in fact kill it. Book him. All right, Pat. So I think that authors and MCs or presenters like ourselves are not too different because we celebrate words, right? So what would you say, like how do you resonate with this book even before reading it? How would you say words are important in shaping the culture, especially Haimona Lesotho as an MC?
Absolutely. I think just the title itself, it says Echoes of Excellence.
Right.
He's just sharing all of that. He's sharing the good work that people are doing, you know. So I absolutely love that. And I think it is contained in the book. Some of the few points that I saw, I read them, you know, I absolutely loved them. It's just a celebration of life, celebration of people who are doing amazing things. And, you know, the way he just put it all together, the English, the grammar, everything is absolutely amazing. I loved it.
All right, one last question, Pat. You are headed off to the US, okay, to be a part of a really esteemed leadership program, right? That's going to teach you leadership in a lot of capacities, civic engagement, like you've told me as well. So, what do you hope to bring back in order to contribute to the creative economy Lesotho Mona?
Absolutely. I'm a civic engagement fellow, right? And it is basically about, you know, improving people's lives. It's about volunteering. It's about impacting people's lives one way or the other. So the main reason I'm going there is just to advocate for education. I love how education has that transformative nature. For me to be where I am today, it's because I had an opportunity to go to school. So I want to see other young people get the same opportunity. I've had an opportunity to sit on tables and have discussions with people that I would have never in my entire life. I've had an opportunity also to travel to certain places that if I wasn't educated, I wouldn't have reached. So my main motive is just to learn that how I can best help other young people to be able to get education and get opportunities, because there are so many opportunities when you are educated. So that is definitely what I'm advocating for. And when I come back, I'm going to strengthen my project, Ibizwang High School Tour. Back in 2016, I started that project in 2016 in Ibizwang Hlotse High School Tour. But I want to broaden it now to Lesotho High School Tour. I believe that some of the young people are not really advancing their life because they don't have the motivation. You need to see someone who has been successful or who has gotten to a certain level in life. So I hope to really, you know, get people like you in the creative space to go to high schools and talk to these kids that this is what you can do to get to a certain level in your life. So that is what I hope to really advocate for and give to the young people when I come back.
I absolutely love that. Representation is the name of the game in order to advance the culture, like he says. Thank you very much, my darling. Always a pleasure having you on J&J.
An absolute pleasure.